Here's a real shocker for you. Our next speaker is a Democrat. Everybody says, what? A Democrat speaking at the Tea Party? This is a Democrat that's running against Carnahan in the 3rd District. Don't faint, conservatives, but he's pro-life, a fiscal conservative, and pro-Second Amendment. Please welcome Edward Crim.
Yes, it's true, friends. I am a Democrat. I am pro-life, and I am also a fiscal responsibilist. I like that word, responsible. I'm not in favor of spending money we don't have, and won't have for a long, long time. But you know what? I am a Democrat. I believe that government is a tool that we can use to make our society better, not to fleece us all. I've got a check ready to mail in with my 1040, but I owe so much money I'm waiting till the last minute. These last 2 years, how have they been? Yeah. Well, I tell you, I'm self-employed. I'm a photographer. I'm not a lawyer. And they have been hard. My boss won't take any excuses. He's always making me work late. But you know, in times like this, when we have extremely high unemployment, these are the times that these government programs were designed for. Now let me ask you, you think there's any money available for any of these things? No. Why not? Because we spent it all. Exactly. Now, when I was in 3rd grade, there was a bully. Any of you ever met any bullies? Yeah, there are a lot of them in D.C. nowadays. But maybe this guy's there. There was a bully who was a 4th grader. He was about 4 years older than me and about twice my size in the 4th grade. Well, the good news is I'm not in 3rd grade anymore, but the bad news is he's now the CEO of Citibank. And the other day, when I brought in my credit card bill, because I had to get my car fixed and I didn't have cash, and I brought in my credit card bill, and, you know, one of the kids falls down the steps, and I set it down somewhere, and the cat lays on it, and then the dog runs in and chews it up, and I forgot all about it until I get the next bill with a $35 late fee and interest. So I paid the whole thing, sent it on in, and thought that was the end of it. But you know what? They sent me another bill for the interest that accrued. Yeah, I don't know how they figure that kind of stuff. How do you think they figure it? Ever had that happen? An extra bill, another bill? Well, that's because that 4th grade bully is in charge of Citibank now. But you know, we're here because of bad policy. We're in this economic situation because of bad government policies. Deregulation of banks, easy money, cheap credit, borrow, 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 it's better than saving. Even companies are run that way. And then congressional interference with banks, telling them, you need to give Joe here a loan. He doesn't have a job, and he's got 12 kids, but you need to give him a loan because maybe he can repay it. And we are in this situation that we're in, that you're all aware of, because of government meddling and inadequate oversight of that 4th grade bully who's now working for Citibank. I don't mean to hammer too hard on Citibank. But you know, we are rightly upset with the way things are. We've got a congressman who won't come out and talk to us. Is there only one Democrat here who's willing to stand up and say something? Maybe. We've got huge new expenses on top of the old one. Don't get me started on the health care bill. You already know my opinion because it's yours. We've got a huge debt, and the worst of it is we've got more trouble coming, friends, right here in River City. So how are you doing now? Are you more careful than you were 2 years ago about what you spend your money on? Come on. Aren't you? We're counting every single penny. We're watching where it goes, aren't we? How about Congress? Are they watching every single penny? Are they being careful where it goes? What's the difference between a free-spending Republican and a free-spending Democrat? Nothing that I can see, except for maybe what they spend it on. But either way, whether it's borrow and spend or tax and spend, folks, spend is in both of those. You know, My income's down, but I still do things for other people. But I spend my money. When I work at the homeless shelter in the wintertime, it's my time. It's my money that I give one night a week, spending the night at this place with people who are literally on the streets. Well, they're not, because we took them in and we feed them and we give them a place to stay. But you know, I don't want to see any of us there. And the truth of the matter is that if things continue to go as they are, we may wind up in a place like that. Because not all of these people have drug and alcohol problems. Some of them are there because they've been betrayed by family, by the system, you name it. Yeah, do I sound like a Democrat? Except I'm spending my money, not yours. So who of you can relate? I mean, you can all relate to this. Who's going to live your life for you? Nobody. Congress is trying to manage your life, but I want to say to Congress, said, you've got to change, baby, before I stop loving you. Any Santana fans out there? Or should I have quoted a country music song? But, you know, our social programs are there to help us, and they can if they're sustainable and properly funded. You already heard what Ken had to say about unfunded mandates, and there are a lot of them around. So this year Social Security is running a $20 billion deficit. What do you do? Well, what do you do when the credit card bill comes? You go out and buy a new car. No, you don't do that. And I don't do it either. We need somebody in Congress who can help stabilize the existing programs that we have, and they're going to require some cuts. It's going to hurt. I got a lot of elderly family members on Social Security, and I'm not too happy about that. Any of you actually expect to see any of that when you reach retirement age? Those of you who aren't there? Well, we won't at the rate things are going. Last year, I self-funded a project. I was out every single day in Forest Park, and if you haven't been there recently, man, friends, it is a wonderful place. You can see it at forestpark365.com. I am a photographer. That's what I do for a living. I was out every single day meeting people, talking to people, photographing things. I saw everybody from the mayor to a homeless guy sleeping under a tree. Talked to all of them. The mayor wouldn't talk back, though. That doesn't surprise you, does it? But the truth of the matter is, I'm ready to go up against the big boys. When I start a project, I finish it. None of us, as the gentleman before me said, none of us are going to do any of this without you. I came here to speak to you because I know you're not all Republicans, even though the Democrats say everybody in the Tea Party is a Republican. Is that true? No, it's not. It's not, my friends. We're concerned citizens who want things to change. So while we're on the edge of big trouble, I want to tell you one thing. This is the opportunity. We will not have another opportunity like this for a long, long time. Seize it. Take this opportunity. Vote into office men and women who will do right by us. Men and women who will come and talk to you even if you're upset. Men and women who will be responsible to you. We've got to do all the things we talked about. We need to eliminate that deficit. We need to reduce that debt. We need to reward savings. We need to create jobs. We need an industry in this country. We need to reward those people who create jobs. And this is the one thing you'll want to write down, because you're never going to hear this from another congressional candidate. 314-504-6692. I'll have the same phone when I'm in Congress. You can call me and tell me what you think. Thank you very much.
I would just say, Ed, talk like that, Nancy Pelosi is going to have a big straitjacket and a big muzzle for you if she's still Speaker of the House if you get there. In a few minutes, about